Yep, here we are, and there will be a transcript. All right. Okay, so everyone can see me again, right, Linz? Okay.
Yep, we can see you and we can see the PowerPoint. Looks great.
Okay, so I thought, first of all, thank you so much, everyone, hopping on the line. As some of you may know, in our last comms webinar and board meeting, we had decided that the comms webinar was going to move from a bi-weekly format to a monthly format. And when there is a board meeting, we were going to shorten the communication webinar to 30 minutes and lead right into NCAA's board meeting, just to be very mindful of everybody's busy schedules. And so this is the first time that we're doing the comms webinar on a monthly basis. So as always, I appreciate feedback. So ping me offline if you like this, if you hate it, if you have changes, suggestions, anything. With that being, I do want to start with introducing Erica. She is on the call. She is our new chief. And I thought, firstly, all of you guys could go around the room and kind of introduce yourself and where you're situated and what you do. Does that sound good? I'm going to take
Sounds
that
great.
as thank you. Erica, do you want to begin?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Erica Pond. I recognize a lot of your guys' names. I came over from Division of Child and Family Services. I was formerly the Victim Services Supervisor. Julie Linsmith is now kind of taking on that role in my place. And then now I'm with the Director's Office overseeing these grants. So I'm really excited to be here and excited to meet all of you that I don't already know.
Feel free. Lindsay, do you want to start it off?
Yeah, absolutely. So Erica, nice to meet you. My name's Lindsey Shellwell. I'm the Executive Director over here with the State Association in Nevada for the Community Action Agencies. So very, very nice to put a face to a name. I know we connect often via email, so it's nice to see you, and I'm looking forward to working with you. And thanks for everybody else for jumping on the call today.
Do I have to call people out? How about we
no,
start?
I'll call. That was my boss, actually. Erica got to talk to her yesterday. Des Barnson. My name is Tara North. I'm situated in Ely, Nevada. I am the case manager. I've been at this job in about 2 more weeks. I've been at this job for a full year. So. Working on my master's to get my marriage and family therapy license. So there you go.
Thank you, Tara.
Okay, yeah, Tisa, if you just want to jump in, I can jump in. Eric Schoen with Community Chest. We're primarily located in Story County, but we serve Lyon County and Mineral County pretty substantially with a blend of dozens of different health and human service programs. Yeah, nice to meet you, Erica. I've seen your name around. Just it's nice to meet you face to face, as it is.
Good morning. My name is Heather Benson. I'm the Adult Services Division Manager with Lyon County Human Services. So we serve 4 areas in Lyon County. We have Fernley, Yerington, Silver Springs, Dayton. Also some of the little rural areas where we don't have an office in Lyon County. And we also have services out in the field with our MOSE team, our Mobile Outreach Safety Team, and in jail through our Forensic Assessment Service Triage Team. Good day, everybody, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Heather.
Good morning,
Hi,
Go ahead. No. Okay. Leslie Colbreeze, Reno, Community Services Agencies, obviously Reno. Yeah, that's me. And good to meet you as well, Erica. I know I've recognized your name for Voca Services as well.
Thank you, Leslie. Shannon, do you want to go? Sure. I'm Shannon Ernst. I'm the Director and Public Guardian for Churchill County Social Services. We have the FRC. We also conduct FAST and community health worker services out in the community along with our mandated functions. We also took on during the pandemic health services and providing COVID response to Churchill, Mineral, and Eureka. And we're in the process of developing a health district with some of your other partners. In July, we took over operations for our senior center, which is currently a life center, where we do wellness services on top of the regular and outreach, homemaker, all those things that come with it. So welcome. Nice seeing you. Thanks, Shannon. How about Nye?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Corinne Smith. I'm Director and Public Guardian for Nye County Health and Human Services.
Good morning.
Thank you, Corinne.
This is Jenny Martin. I am the Program Supervisor for Corinne Smith with Nye County Health and Human Services. Thank you for having me and good morning, everyone.
Thanks, Jenny. I can't see who else is on the call. Lindsay, would you mind calling out?
Yeah, let's see. Who's next? Brooke? Did Brooke go? Don't think so.
It's Kirsten, actually, from Underwood. She's from Churchill.
Gotcha. Okay. I just see whose name is up. All right. What about Carla? Have we heard from Carla yet this morning?
Hello. No, I was a little late.
Hi.
I'm here.
It's okay.
Carla Hemmer from Consolidated Agencies of Human Services. We have the CSBG and FRC grants, and we're in Mineral County.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
Looks like Lawrence Beasley jumped on. Morning, Lawrence.
Hey guys, morning everyone. Hi Erica, we met yesterday. Lawrence Beasley, Economic Opportunity Board here in Clark County.
Thanks, Lawrence.
And then Janine, did you introduce yourself?
No,
I
not
chatted
yet.
earlier, but okay,
I'm Janine
go ahead.
Robinson, the Frontier Community Action Agency. We have Humboldt County as well as Pershing, Lander, and Elko. And we oversee the FRC grants for Battle Mountain and Lovelock and Winnemucca, as well as CSBG.
Thank you, Janine.
Wonderful. And then, oh, go ahead, Jody.
Okay, I was like, I haven't gone yet, so I'll just jump in.
Yeah.
I'm Jody Qualls. I'm the Administrative Services Manager for Douglas County Social Services, and I am joined in my office with...
I'm Karen Witt. I'm the Social Services Manager for Douglas County. We have Social Services, Adult Day Club, Community Health Nurse, and Homemakers Program.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. And then I think Lily, did Lily go?
No, not yet. I'm here. My name's Lily Avalos. I am the case manager / services supervisor here in Winnemucca for Humboldt County. Been with FRC grants since 2009, since way back when, and it's a pleasure to be with you all.
Thank you, Lily.
Wonderful. And I think we got everyone. I apologize if I missed anybody. Your names are jumping around a little bit on this list. So if I did, please go ahead and introduce yourself. But 90% sure we got everybody.
Okay, so since nobody has jumped in, thanks, Linz. Let's start the presentation. There is a lot of information from me, and then I will pass it on to Lindsay. So as usual, as I go through each slide, if you have questions, jump in, or if you'd rather just wait till then, it's up to you guys. Oh no, here. Okay, so in terms of the federal updates, the first that we have is that the continuing resolution is sitting with the Senate right now, and their NASCAP and OCS thinks it's most likely going to get passed before the 18th, which is the official deadline, as you guys know, the next end date of this CR is March 11th. Now, the 200% FPL is one of those questions. I spoke to my counterpart in NASCAP yesterday, and I clarified a couple of things. 200% FPL will get extended and approved along with the CR. Two is that because OCS had already provided guidance in December, remember when they extended it in December, there is no issue in continuing the 200% FPL as soon as the CR gets extended. Those were the 2 points. Any questions on that? So essentially, we shouldn't be stuck in a limbo. We should just be able to operate as usual. And we don't have to wait for any OCS official guidance again. Okay, moving on. LIWAP, as I sent out an email 2 weeks ago, I believe, or 3, Lindsey and I have been in touch with my sister agency at DHHS, and they have, so the LIWAP program will be housed in the same office that does the Energy Assistance Program. The LIWAP program will be up and running as of, ambitiously March 1st. I don't know if that's true, but I have it on my calendar to ping the chief and ask her if it's up and running. As soon as it is, I will send out another email with all the good stuff for you. And if you have any questions, she was very open to showing up for a future communication webinar and fielding any questions you guys may have, but I want to run it by her again. But that is really good that Nevada has the LIWAP and is utilizing it. And keep in mind, this is different from LIHEAP. For LIWAP, the payments has to be made, so the agency will make the payments for water sewage directly to the service providers. Any questions? Okay, so OCS sent out an email, a DCL, about the National Entrepreneurship. That word is really tough for me to pronounce. It's from February 12th to 19th, and they're going to highlight community economic development programs, which was, remember, they issued an award last year, a notice of funding opportunity last year for I think it was 20 awards. So I think it's just going to be a follow-up of highlighting those communities that were awarded. And if you guys are interested, please ping me offline and I can forward that DCL memo to you. It didn't have any clarification on I looked at it, it didn't have a link as to how they were going, like if they're holding webinars or any such thing for us to attend, but I'm sure more information will be coming. Well, it's actually this week now that I think about it. But there wasn't any webinars or anything on how they're introducing those OED funded communities. Questions? Okay. From the GMU, firstly, Erica has joined our family, and we're very excited to have her with us and to see all the amazing stuff that you guys do. So the annual reports, I've been attending a lot of webinars, and I know Nye County was on yesterday's webinar, so that was really cool. Corinne and I were emailing and kind of like lamenting on how late those webinars start. And so I will talk more about that in the next slide. I do want to put a reminder out there for you guys that I need to start working on the 23 state plan. And I am planning I'm hoping at the next board meeting, which is what's scheduled in March, Lindsey?
Yep, March 10th.
That I could have a section where I can ask you guys about what your agency specific plans are for the upcoming year and incorporate that into the state plan. And I really want this to be a very collaborative plan. And that's why I'm starting it earlier, so that as I draft the plan and incorporate all your feedback, we as a team can work together to make sure that we're all aligning with Nevada's state plan. So this will be on my agenda for the board meeting till I submit the plan. Okay. The CSBG lexicon, it is fully approved. We just thank you so much to those who did provide feedback. Lindsey and I are on the last stage, and then I will disseminate the lexicon, and then I will work with eLogic to ensure that they clean up in the back end, and they are and that all the services, the lexicon and the service list that they have speak to each other. So this is a bit of an undertaking, but as always, please bear with us as we work this out. But I'm so glad that we have this CSBG lexicon in place. And Leslie, you will be very happy to hear that we have added everything on WAP. But I would love for you to take another look and let me know if we missed anything.
It wasn't just WAP that I commented on though, but thank you.
I added every single of your suggestions. I included all of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. So data dashboard, the Looker credentials. Have you received your credentials?
Yes, but not sure what to do with them because it's blank.
So your dashboard is blank?
Yes.
Ditto here, ditto here. Last time I checked, it was not anywhere near where I thought it would be.
My understanding was they were just going to literally, in my super layman term, was copy paste the state's dashboard and just, you know, customize that for you guys. So I'm pretty shocked by that.
That was my impression too, Tisa, Eric, for the record. I haven't checked it for a couple of weeks, but when I logged in, I had the same experience that Leslie did.
Okay. But Lawrence, your dashboard is up and going?
Yeah, ours was pre-populated.
Okay.
Special. I see, Lawrence. Way to go.
And Kisa, just so you know, Shannon and Corinne have not received it either. They put that in the chat.
Wait, you
so
haven't received your credentials?
Yeah, correct. That Shannon or Corinne have not. They wrote in the chat.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Lindsey and I will totally follow up. Maybe we'll set a meeting the week after you're back from RPIC. What about Janine and Douglas, Karen and Jody? Did you guys receive anything from Looker?
No, I have not.
This is Jody. I got the credentials from Looker. Mine's blank, but I'm in it. Karen isn't sure if she got it, so we're gonna make sure she has it as well.
Okay. So I think we should safely assume that most of them received something, but it's blank.
It's the same for Lyon County. I just logged in and it just reads that there's no folder to view and cannot be found.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, that's very disappointing. Was somebody else going to say something?
I was going to say Carla received their credentials as well. So
Carla,
sounds like...
did you get a chance to log in?
Not yet. She's looking now.
Okay. And you can look after the meeting, like you can ping me. I just wanted to, because we talked about that at the last meeting. Okay, so definitely something we will follow up, guys. So the annual report, unfortunately, well, actually, all of you for this year should have CARES data. If you don't, for some reason, I will probably have a heart attack, and but we will still need to submit a blank CARES module. So when you are submitting all your modules, even if it's blank, which why would it be blank? This is the second year of the pandemic. I would still need your specific CARES module smart form to upload. I'm going to pause after each bullet just to let people jump in because I don't want to, like, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, so the next thing is, so this was really interesting. The webinar yesterday was on the smart form, and they said that errors are what I should be looking for. And in my memo from last year, I did mention I had a little section in the annual report memo that I will punt back if there are any errors or warnings. Now, the errors and warning tab is the second tab once you open your smart form. Errors indicate, and it will populate as red, that there is something wrong with your data. It's not adding up. If there are any errors, you really need to rectify that on your end before you submit it to me. If it's highlighting in yellow, that is okay, that is acceptable, but it wants you to review the highlight as to why you have that yellow highlight, that warning. If you submit to me a module with errors and warning, and you're saying, well, this is just the data and the module's just, the smartphone is just acting up, you please, in your email, put your comment in, and I will add those comments into my master comment list, which I will submit to OCS just so that they are aware. They did say that they were looking for no errors, so no red, but yellow is okay. But sometimes they might be an error, but as long as we provide feedback, like a comment or justification, they're fine with that. Is that clear? Okay, I will take your silence for yes.
Shannon did have her hand raised before, so I don't know, Shannon, if you still have a question.
Yeah, so we are still having problems with the data coming from eLogic. They sent it over, and I'm not sure if Kristen reached out to you because it does not represent what we've collected on our side. So Kristen is working on that, but I want you to know yeah.
So Shannon, I think what would be great is if Kristen can set up a call with Tiffany and loop me in, and I will attend that call. And I believe Lindsay wants to be part of those calls too, just to kind of like narrow down as to where that disconnect really is. Because I know CSA had the same issue. Kathleen punted back the modules, and then Tiffany regenerated those data, and then Kathleen's last email was like, this is more in alignment with what they've done. Does that make sense, Shannon?
Yes, it does. We will work through that.
Okay.
And I emailed Tiffany this morning, so when I get feedback, I'll set that call up.
Great, Kristen, thank you. And I am like, loop me in. I am 100% happy to sit on those calls and go hound them like a bulldog if I need to. Because that's their responsibility. That's the part of their job as our vendor. Anybody else?
There's a comment in the chat going back to Looker dashboard from Heather. She said that she received an email from camp requesting her to notify them when she set up Looker. Said, I have not done that yet, so our blank dashboard may be our error.
Okay, thank you, Heather. Sorry, Lindsay, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
And then there's something that I also learned from the webinars that I've been attending with OCS. The 20% administration allocation is not mandatory from OCS. However, the state, like I will ask as to why you have 20%, you have set aside more than 20% of your funding, your pass-through funds for administration. And I just want to, I have been, last year in my annual report memo, I flagged it, and a couple of you have provided answers, and I've kind of documented that just for posterity so that whoever runs the CSBG program after I move on, they're not going to hound you with the same questions again. Any questions? Corinne, do you want to kind of say how you felt about attending the webinar yesterday from OCS? I can't see if she's still on.
She's still on, but she might have stepped away for a minute.
Okay. I totally put her on the spot. So anyway, sorry.
So I was on it, and it was pretty much review. I mean, I don't know that it was anything different, if that makes sense. I think module 3 was probably a little bit more informative because you just don't know what to do with module 3. So that's my 5-second commercial break.
No, thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. So here's a good question. Go ahead. Did somebody else want to say something? Okay. So here's a question for me, from me. Would you guys like a training, perhaps next year, where the NASCAP team comes, and this is a training they just set up for Nevada, and they go through module 2 and 3 and 4, and they kind of go through each of the modules and say, like, this is how you fill it out, da 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 da. Would that be helpful? And you can just put it in the chat, yay or nay.
We got a yes, please, from Heather. A yes, a yes, a yes. Sounds
my
like
understanding,
overwhelmingly yes.
With the OCS series of seminars that they did this year, like the one that I was like telling you guys, please join, please attend. I thought it would be more of that type of like in-depth, in the weeds, like this is why we fill it out. This is how you fill it out. But Leslie's right. It was more a review. And so I was pretty surprised by that. So moving on, because I know Lindsay has a lot of stuff to do, stuff to also talk about. The state will do the XML export. So on the warnings and error tab, there is a button for XML. I don't want you guys to worry about that. Just fill out your modules and send it to me, and all the other techie stuff I will do on my end. I know this was this was a question asked at yesterday's OCS webinar by a lot of people, and I'm like, no. The state will always do the export. You guys don't have to mess with that at all. So I just wanted to clarify. There is an annual report lexicon that NASCAP generated. I was planning on downloading it and attaching it to my summary email after the call today, just for you guys to have in your records and to look up if there is anything that, if you wanted to get like any answers about specific module related stuff. But I thought that would be really good for me to keep for my records too. And finally, all the series of webinars that OCS provided, they have uploaded in this specific portal, and I will put the link in my email as well to you guys, so you have that, so you can look at all the webinars from the annual report that they've been hosting for 2 weeks now. So that's good. This is the revised CSBG FY21 supplementals. We are in the process. I think most of you have been approved. You've received your fully approved subawards. If you have not, there are 2 or 3 that are still like going through the due diligence process internally. But if you haven't received it by March 1st, your fully approved subaward from me, please ping me. I just wanted to put this on your radar, the CSBG pipeline. So as you know, all modules for the regular CSBG and CARES are due to me end of day 25th, which is not this Friday, but the next Friday. Please work with me because I want to take a month just to do my due diligence. The CSBG base amendment. So I think it was last fall. I think it was after your base awards were issued. I told you guys that we needed to augment your base just to make sure that your base awards were fully in line with your full pass-through allocation. So we are going to start these base amendments March and April. Unfortunately, that does mean that you guys will have to provide me with a revised budget narrative, a summary, and your scope. And I will be reaching out the first week of March. I will be emailing you guys with the amount that will be augmented and then your total allocation for the budget narratives. Okay, and then lastly, I will be emailing you guys once a month about this, but the first bucket of CARES funding expires end of September 2022, and they will not allow us to do any rollover. So please, and I stress, please spend that money down. We do not want to return those money back to the feds. If you need help figuring out how to spend it down, reach out to me now so that I can sit and problem solve with you as opposed to waiting till July or August. And then this is the CSBG calendar, which all of you guys have. I just like to include it. Then this is it. Any questions? Okay, I am going to end the slideshow and then stop sharing and then hand it over to Lindsey.
Perfect. All right, let me open mine up. The PowerPoint, here we go. Everything looking okay?
Yes.
Wonderful, okay. All right, well, we've got a few updates going on over here in the association. So let's get started. Upcoming trainings that we have going on, we've got a board governance training coming up April 5th from 10 a.m. until 12:30. Everybody should have this on their calendars. I sent out a save the date quite a while ago. Deborah will be sending out another registration form similar to what she did with the cultural competency training. So just keep your eyes open for that. On that note, thank you for attending the cultural competency training. Really appreciate that. We had, what was it, 47 people on that call. So that was really great. It's nice to see so much turnout. I'm glad you guys were there. If you weren't able to attend, it is recorded. So she sent that out to everybody, but if for some reason you didn't receive it, please let me know. She also sent out a survey just asking about how everybody likes the training, what we can do to improve. If you have a moment to fill that out, that's really helpful just for us to gauge how things are going and what we can do better. We always want the trainings to be meaningful and, you know, you guys to get as much as you can out of it. So those surveys are very, very beneficial. Let's see. Next big thing, as we all know, we have our regional convening next week. I'm really looking forward to it, really hoping we have a lot of good attendance from Nevada since it is held in our state this year. There's still time to register. If you want to jump on a last minute flight to Vegas, come for next Wednesday, you can, but there's also a virtual option. So please know that. Also, just want to reiterate, I know I sent out an email, but just to clarify if need be, the association is happy to reimburse everybody for the cost of one registration fee and $1,000 to travel. So, you know, when you get your travel documents all finished up after you get back home, your flight and your hotel and such, I capped it at $1,000 just for ease of finances. But please send those reimbursements over to me and we'll get that over to you. Any questions on that? Okay. Just a reminder, it is open to all programmatic staff and board members. So anybody that you want from your agency to come, please have them come. It's going to be great. We got a really good lineup, really good looking agenda. So really looking forward to having everybody together. And Friday, we're going to do a day of service. So I think, Lawrence, you're still on this call, but I don't know if you want to give a little blurb about that. Sorry to put you on the spot, but kind of looking forward to having a group of people work with EOB. So I don't know if you want to speak on that.
Yeah, our the day of service is planned at the Martin Luther King Jr. Senior Center. I believe there's going to be food giveaways, some activities with the seniors, some general camaraderie with some of the staff from EOB, some of our seniors who are there at the center. We may even have some local elected officials, and we hope to have a good time just in general. Oh, and there'll also be lunch and snacks provided. So
wonderful. Looking forward to that. Good. Hey, next, save the date. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but we do have our next board meeting March 10th. So that's going to follow similar kind of timeline to what we did in January. We'll have our webinar first. Webinar is at 11:30, and then we'll go straight into the board meeting at noon. So save the dates have been sent out for that. That is going to be virtual, so we're going to use the same Teams link that we used for this, and we'll just stay on through the board meeting. Sorry, I have to keep moving my little box around here. We've got some wonderful trainings coming down the pipeline from a lot of our partner organizations. So I highlighted a few on here that I thought were important for people to know about. So NCAF has some trainings coming up. Advocacy 101 on April 11th. Registration for that will be out soon. They also are launching a workshop series. So there was an email that was sent out about that, I believe actually this morning, first thing this morning, but I wanted to bring this up to everybody. They've got four different workshops coming up in that series. I believe it was $500 or $550 to register for all four. I believe you can do them separately as well. That is all going to be on their website, and you should have all received that email as well. If not, please reach out to me and I can forward that along. Heads up, save the date. The Cap Law Training Conference is coming up in Chicago at the end of June. So I know we're all, June seems a little bit far away, but the year is rolling fast and it's good to get this stuff in our calendar as soon as possible. So if that's something you're interested in attending, those are the dates. Cap Law also has wonderful board series and board training. So keep your eyes open for that. They've got a training here on boards at the end of February on the 23rd. The NASCAP Conference is coming up as well. It's the week after our regional convening, so the first week in March. It's a virtual event. They're still taking registrations. So if you're interested in attending that, look into that as soon as possible because we're about 2 weeks away. So coming up soon. The partnership has some wonderful trainings coming up as well. So I'll just kind of go through these. I won't read them all in detail. But the 22nd, they've got a training on empowering communities, advocacy and lobbying rules. The partnership is also partners now with Amazon Business, which is exciting. So since we're all part of the partnership, we have access to this. And I guess this helps, you get discounts on things that you can buy on Amazon. It sounds like a whole slew of benefits. So if you're interested in learning about that and how your agency can benefit from that, there's an interesting webinar on that coming up. We've got a webinar coming up on weatherization in the beginning of March, and a quarterly public community action agency meeting. So not sure if all of our public agencies are aware, but quarterly all of the publics get together and just discuss current issues. And so if you're interested in attending that, register for it and check it out. Good networking with other agencies that are similar to yours. This is looking way far out, but as the time goes quicker, it's going to be here before we know it. The annual convention for the partnership is at the end of August, and it's in New York City this year. The association is going to help reimburse some travel costs again for this. I will give you more detail on that shortly. I'm in the middle of doing some amendments to our budgets. So once that is clarified, I will let you know that exact dollar amount. But I've got a little room in the budget to help with some of the travel costs to New York, because New York is a bit of an expensive place to be, but looking forward to that convention. It's wonderful, and I hope we can have a lot of good turnout this year. Yeah, not as long as TISA's. I don't have as much information to give right now, but that is what we've got going on over here at the association. So if there's any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I will bump out of this so you can see my face again. And it looks like there's something in the chat, but yeah, so that's kind of what we've got at the association. I feel really happy. I was able to visit our friends over in White Pine and over in Lincoln County about a week and a half ago. Nice to be on the eastern side of the state to see those guys. So that was a good visit, and I'm looking at seeing everybody else here in the next month or two. So be on the lookout. I'll be sending you an email when I can connect, but always good to see the agencies in person and be there and see everything that, all the wonderful work you guys are doing. So.
Hey, Lindsay, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do the agencies still have access to the nonprofit risk management website?
Yes, you should. Are you talking about the one for the risk assessment tool?
Right.
Yeah. So I looked into that, gosh, probably a month or two ago, and it sounds like the partnership has paid for it. So we have access to it as much as we want. I'll send you a follow-up email. I think because Leslie had asked me a question about that, and I looked into it for her. So I'll send you that information.
Okay.
But
thanks.
I couldn't get it in as free though, Lindsay. I had to pay for it. I haven't done so yet because I was looking at other options because it's not the cheapest thing. But just so you know, it didn't give me an option. You know, when you go in and try to put in that you're associated with NCAP or even NCAA, it doesn't give you that option. It doesn't give you anything.
Interesting. Okay, let me look into it more because it was my understanding that it was free. So maybe I can get in touch with somebody over at the partnership and they can let me know more details on that.
It could be me, but I would appreciate it. It could certainly be me too, but I'd appreciate any more information.
is it is free for all CAAs to utilize. But I do want to say that once Lindsey looks into it, and if it isn't, you can also put that in your budget and the state will pay for a risk assessment tool, considering that is a part of the org standards every year. And your risk assessment has to be done annually or like every other year as per your bylaws. And Lindsey, Corinne asked if you will be sending out emails regarding the upcoming webinars.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. I was actually thinking, because we give this webinar and I usually give you a list of upcoming trainings and webinars, and I was thinking moving forward, it would probably be more beneficial to at least monthly send everybody a list just with all the registration and all the links on it as well, in addition to me kind of running through them. So yeah, Corinne, I'll start doing that. Absolutely.
Guys, did you have any other questions? We do have a few more minutes, actually 10 minutes, but so if you guys have any questions, or Erica, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so right now, but I'm sure I will in the future.
Okay, guys, well, I am going to give back 10 minutes of our meeting time back to you guys. I attended a webinar and they talked about giving back minutes. It's like time confetti. And I thought that was just so, it was so cute. I love that idea. I'm giving you guys time confetti. Thank you so much. This is, I think, by far one of our largest attendance. And I'm so glad if this monthly webinar schedule works best with your busy life. So thank you. I am always here for you guys, and so is Lindsey. And I will send out a summary email with all the decks and all the other information. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Take care.
All right, thanks, guys.